Hello, this is Professor Gruhn, and we're going to do a quick overview of some of the resources and how I've got things set up for the HTML core badge. This is not a detailed lesson on HTML tags. Rather, this is an overview of the badge, the requirements, and the things I've provided for you to hopefully make this a little easier. For some of you, this is going to be a pretty daunting task because you're going to be learning a lot of details and a lot of stuff that is totally new to you. So I would expect that it will take, I mean, it could easily take up to a good week or so to complete this badge. But don't let that panic you. Take your time at it and do what you need to do to get it done correctly. For the others of you, those of you that come into the class with HTML experience, take a look at what I've done and what I've provided, and then improve it, make it better. And I look forward to adding anything I can to the lessons and the samples. And if you've got some suggestions, I definitely welcome those. But this is a good point. You've got the FileZilla badge got us a basic HTML page up and running and started. Now what we're going to do is we're going to learn a lot more tags, add a more powerful navigation bar, stylize a resume, add a contact form, and do a bunch of stuff like that. And it's also time that you can start venturing out on your own. So let's take a look out on the on Blackboard under HTML core badge. This is a 15-point badge. You will require 2 endorsers. Um, Again, like I've already said, we're going to build on the FileZilla badge. We're going to enhance the 505 pages you've already created. Implement and demonstrate the knowledge of key HTML tags. Basically, there's some key tags, some basic tags. This is a chance to start putting them into place. Oh, I forgot to add, you need to add images to your website, and you need to add tables and a contact form. Start to make these pages your own. Download and unzip this file. This zip file right here is an updated version of the paulgrun.com website. Also, this page, paulgrun.com Learn HTML Tags, I'll click on it, is a very blank, bland page, but I go over all sorts of tags, and this will be my talking points for Tuesday's lecture. Watch out, that's scary. Look out, I think another one's coming. So I've designed a lesson for that, and you can see all of the things, the tags that we'll be learning. This is an iframe inside of a page, adding audio, adding video, inline styling, and there's a lot of different things. Each one of these highlighted in blue, those are the tags of, and then this is the sample of how it looks. If you do a right click on this page and let's see, can we get it? View page source. Basically what you can do is, if I go all the way up to here, you can see how this code right here is in fact creating this code here. So by comparing the two, looking at the visual page and looking at the HTML code, you should start to understand and see how some things work. And then on Tuesday's lesson, we will go over the details of that. On the Paul Gruhn ICM505 page, I've taken our template that we've started, I've modified the menu that in the CSS, My Style CSS file, you'll see a revised set of CSS code. I've modified the menu. I've added drop-down logic, and notice that under Lessons, Learn HTML Tags, that is now a link to the page I just showed you. Also under Lessons, Menu Samples, I have several different versions of menus that you can take a look at. You do not have to implement the menu that I suggested. I think I pulled it off of this menu 6 version. Also, if you basically Google, if you Google CSS drop-down menu, there's a million examples out there, and it takes a little bit of playing around with it to make it work with your page and stuff. But what I usually like to do is find 2 or 3 samples, and here I have 6 samples, and make them work on their own, see which one I like, and then slowly make a backup copy of my existing pages, work on the template page, and then get that new menu to work. Also, there's a download zip file out on my website, so you can grab all of the code for this. On any given page, if you take a look at it, there is not a separate CSS file if you do a view page source. It's a real strip down. There is embedded CSS in the head code, and then the actual HTML code is at the body section. So everything is included on menu 1, menu 2, menu 3, all the way up to 6. Everything is included in that one file. There are no images, no graphics, or anything being implemented for that. The other thing that I did is I Googled HTML resume templates or resume HTML templates. And what I found was a sample template for a resume page. And there's, again, a million of them out there. You can find one. You can use this one as a starting point. You can find Google resume templates. You can create your own and just start playing with different things. When we get to the CSS badge, we'll start to feel more comfortable building our own classes and building our own CSS from scratch. Already we've been doing a lot, but we haven't really been talking about it a lot. But the goal here is to create a page that would be very printable, and it's slightly different. It doesn't go the whole width of the whole page here. I definitely by choice made sure that it just fit within here, and you can start to add and build your version of a resume page here. So what the badge is requiring is to start, like take for instance the bio page. Get rid of the Latin. Put a couple of images, a couple of photographs on there. Maybe here put a YouTube video. Do something to start building up the resume page. Think about the hobbies page. Maybe you want to have H2 tags with some paragraphs and a picture. Maybe you'll create a table in the hobbies page. I added the lessons page for myself. You can if you want, you don't have to. The badges page, I provide for you in the image folder of the zip file a subfolder called badges, and all of the badges of this class are in that folder. So you can create a table on your badges page and start putting up your badges on this page. One of the things that we'll be doing really soon is start to talk about our final project. That'll be in the project management badges, project management 1, 2, and 3. You will start to create from scratch, or actually from a template that of your choosing, if you want, your choice. You will create a project based upon any topic, any theme, anything that you want to do, and that's beyond these pages. I consider this ICM505 section a jump page to go to things that you will create, and also an opportunity for me to build some lessons that you can use as examples and see. But start thinking about your project. Your final project for this class is to build a website of your choice for anything to demonstrate what you've learned. Maybe you have a family member or a friend or a small business that needs a website. Maybe you want to do something like what we've done here for your own. So it's really up to you the direction that you want to go in for your final project. The last thing also is the contact me page, put up a simple web form, and I've given you a link. So if we go out to here, if we look under Learning Resources, under Learning, this is the HTML5 core badge. This website here, I probably spend more time here than any for all the tags and everything you need, W3 Schools. Highly recommend it. It's been around forever. It's the best developer website, bar none. This was a nice little HTML5 tutorial that you could go through these links one at a time, and they really laid out nicely all the HTML5 tags. Good for beginners for this. This page here I found is a nice example of how to build some forms. And so use something like this. Here's a good example for your contact us form. If you Google, again, there's like anything else, sample HTML forms. There's, I don't like that one, sample HTML contact forms. And you'll see, I'm just clicking on the first one. Here they're talking about laying it out, how to build it, some sample codes, and there's a million of them out there. And that one page that I sent you right here gives you a good link. What's also interesting, take a look at these two, and I'm not going to steal the thunder here, but take a look at these two links. Here's an archived version of the New York Times page from December 23rd, 2003, and here's the New York Times page today. It's really changed a lot. A book that I've used for tons of classes is a book called Web Pages That Suck, and that website's been around since 2000. That book's been here at the beginning of time. But they have a really good checklist, and you can take a look at some really bad examples, the Daily Sucker, excellent articles. But this section called Web Design Checklist, and they talk about does my website suck, and things to do. Look at these various checklists and see if you're following the sins of web pages that suck. I'd already provided for you, but I'm giving you another set of links to several textbooks. You are not required to read them all. I would suggest what I've done is I downloaded them to my iPad, and I just kind of flip through them and I look for things. And the Jumpstart books are really good. This for the real world is pretty good. I haven't looked at these other three closely, but these bottom two I've looked at, and they've got some great examples of how to build stuff. Online validators. If we click here, and if I type in www.paulgruen.com/ICM505 and click on check, the document was successfully checked as HTML5. It passed, and I have one warning. And the one warning, using experimental feature of HTML5. So there's some experimental things that they're doing here, and it didn't pass that, but that's not a bad thing. But sometimes if you have some really bad HTML5 code, it will pull that for you. Also, there's a link where you can put in your CSS page link and see that all of the CSS in your page is valid as well. Reminder of text editors, Notepad and Text Wrangler. And if you like using a stronger IDE for programming and development, more for our technical people, then then NetBeans is a great user interface. I'm not going to spend a lot of time showing you how to use NetBeans, but if it really can be a nice, helpful tool for web development. I just started using it probably about 6 months ago, and I'm getting more comfortable with it every day. And it's definitely a lot of people do like it and do use it. So again, it's for the people who are really stronger developers. I feel much more comfortable just using an editor and like Text Wrangler or Notepad++. So the key requirements for this badge are we're building on our existing pages. You can add pages on your own, revise as you see fit, start to add real content, implement ordered and unordered list, use some tags, add video. I'm going to add a thing here that says add images. Um, it must validate, improve the navigation bar using some of the examples I've provided. Use tables, maybe for the modify badge, maybe for the hobbies page. Um, contact us, and then start thinking about stylizing your resume page. And again, you can use the examples that I've provided. They're there. The goal here is not to do it exactly like me and to say, "Oh, it's got to look exactly like mine." This is a work in progress, and you're trying new things. You're going to experiment with stuff. But I think we've got a good template and a good starting point to start building something. Also, one of the things that happens is as you add pages, you're then adding a page to your menu bar. And then that means your menu bar on every single page has to be updated. That gets to be kind of a pain in the neck. In a couple of weeks, I'll be showing you how to do a thing called a PHP include, and then that work and that redundancy of having to change, that will be thrown out the window and life will be a lot easier. But we're just not ready right now to dig into PHP. For those of you also, if you look up for Mac users, MAMP or XAMPP will also in the near future be installing a web server on our local machines and using that. That way we can start doing PHP stuff. You'll find that using PHP programming along with HTML will make our lives a lot easier. So this video was basically a quick overview of the badge. When you when you have the core badge done, then basically submit it, and seek two endorsers, and let me know your endorsers. Let me know your website, and then your website URL, and then you'll be awarded your badge. So I think that gets us started, and good luck with it. And I hope you're all having this video is being done and recorded on the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, and I hope you're all enjoying your Memorial Day holiday.